This is a video of me from when I was like 15, 16 years old, man. I don't know how or where I found this video, but it's me listening to Logic when I was like 15, 16 years old, some shit like that. I totally forgot there was this like little phase of my life where I was filming literal playlist videos without like remembering that I did so. And I had like Logic on there, I had Dipset, I had 50, I had The Game, videos with me listening to Master Ace, Fly, Trey Songz, Pretty Ricky, Wayne, Leak Bros, Tribe, Common, Ye, all of them. Like, it was so much music that I had like these little video clips of me mouthing and listening to. And I saw this one, Logic with Relaxation, and it took me back to a time not where I felt Logic was like emulating real hip-hop music, but where I felt like I was a part of somebody's, come up. Watching this dude start his career from like the ground up was like a really interesting thing for me, because I was 15, 16 years old at the time. There weren't many opportunities where I got to feel like I was, a part of a very small group of people that was listening to an up-and-coming rapper. I think a lot of people liked listening to Logic so much back in the earlier stage of his career because he seemed to be emulating hip-hop that so many people were already accustomed to, and they felt like it was an appreciation for hip-hop coming from a young guy. And me being young at that time, I kind of wanted to hear more hip-hop in a lyrical sense from younger people. So even though I didn't consider him the greatest of all time MC, just seeing him come up the way he did with freestyles. I remember this one live radio freestyle he did a long time ago. I just respected the grind. I respected, how this dude was making a name. And even though the music that he may have released in the past, though I felt to be good, may not have been the most creative, it was still so wholesome seeing somebody so willing to put the work in and so dedicated to what it was that they were doing until they received a major look. So listening to Logic from literally the year 2010 and seeing him get like his first deal after one of his mixtapes had come out, I was like super elated. And I feel the fan base Logic would come to gather, the fan base that Logic would come to grow, would be much different from the people that listened to him in 2010. People who appreciated him for appreciating hip hop. These fans that he got, I feel in 2015 and 2017, got into hip hop in those years and started listening to Logic as one of like their main guys, which is fine, but it put a separation between, I feel, his fan base, because the more he rapped, the bigger he got. The bigger he got, the more he strayed away from those hip hop tropes that so many people loved him for from before 2014, until we got records like Everybody, until we got records like Confessions of a Dangerous Mind and Supermarket, which, while I feel well-intentioned, seem to just be attempts to pander. And I say all these things to say that I've lost faith in Logic's ability to deliver great music, mainly because of the frequency that he releases music, the frequency that he's been releasing music over the last 2 years. I think he's dropped 4 albums in the last 2 years, none of which sound even close to some of his earlier work. While I was a Logic fan for a really long time, there was still music that he put out earlier on that I sometimes didn't like, but would still show support for because I wanted to see the dude win. So I stopped caring about Logic's music a long time ago. I've always just wanted to see the person behind the music take W's. So when Logic announced that he was retiring, I'm like, this is a massive dub. I'm not sad that you're retiring because I don't really listen to your music like that anymore. The last thing I really enjoyed from Logic was Bobby Tarantino 2, which has some good moments on there. You're a father now. You have all this free time. It makes sense for you to say that you are either retiring or taking time off. Do I believe he's taking time off? No. Rappers say this all the time. They've said it before and they've reneged on it, and that's okay. But I just expect a guy who's still under 30, who's rapped for over the last 10 years, probably don't mean that shit. So I'm not sad. I don't believe this is going to be his last release. I don't believe this is going to be his last, musical effort. And the mental evolution that comes along with having new life around you, I feel is going to get him to a point where he's going to want to rap in 3 years, 4 years. This news doesn't sadden me really one bit, because I think it would be to his benefit artistically to take time off. Since 2014, Logic has not missed a single year when it comes to releasing a project. 14, Under Pressure. 15, it was Tits. 16, it was what was that one project called? Bobby Tarantino. 17, it was Everybody. 18, it was Bobby Tarantino 2 and Young Sinatra 4. 2019, what was it? Supermarket and Confessions of a Dangerous Mind. How is this frequency healthy for any person? Why would you not get to a point where you are burnt out? This year, he says he's dropping his final record, No Pressure, which is really fitting considering that you've relieved yourself of the pressure associated with dropping music at such a high frequency. And I feel like he's run out of shit to talk about immediately after he dropped Under Pressure. I think it's funny that he's retiring a little bit more because I've been waiting for him to stop. I've been waiting for him to announce that this would be his last record for a little bit or announce that he was retiring from rap music. Because I've never wanted Logic to release a classic album at the expense of his own happiness. If he never drops an album that I deem classic or not, I still would prefer him be happy over constantly rapping and dropping an album every year, spreading himself even more and more thinly across the hip hop landscape, trying to please this group and trying to please this group when no one asked him to. Now he can focus on the people that he loves the most, which is family, which is his son, which is his wife. I think that's fantastic. You know, take that time off. Go be with the people that you love. Go experience those things that are going to make you a different man in 3 to 5 years. The evolution, I feel like Logic, and I don't know him, so I would never say it like that, but the evolution I feel would be more to Logic's benefit would be one that's gained from being with family and being with people as opposed to being with music. You know how much better I'd feel about Logic making music? Because again, I don't believe he's retiring. I just believe he's taking a break. But you know how good I'd feel about Logic if he came back in 3 to 5 years? Even if I don't like this album one bit, and I'm probably going to listen to it on my own time, because it being the last record I feel like we're going to hear from Logic for a little bit, I kind of want to be a little bit more intimate with this project. You know, focus on yourself. Fuck the music, bro. And this is a sign to a lot of other artists out there, man. Like, don't forget that your wants and needs take priority over this music shit. That's all. If you're not doing well, or if you're not performing at your best, if you're not present in your own life, then you're not going to be present musically. I don't believe music should become anyone's life. So whether or not this last album is good or not when it drops, and I'm sure I'll talk about it after it comes out, makes no difference to me. And I'm sure it'll make no difference to Logic because he'll be with people that'll have the most positive impact on his life. But I think this is a really good thing. Happy he's retiring, getting a different headspace, stop dropping music, and see you later, you know? That's how I feel about it. I feel more privileged to have watched Logic's success story as opposed to any music that he ever could release. Yeah, but happy that he's taking this time off and that he's spending it with the people that he loves. That's what he should do. That's what's most important.